Hey everyone, welcome to episode 5 of WandaVision in our spoiler discussion. Of course, I'll always reiterate, big spoilers. If you haven't seen it yet, do not watch this. We'll ruin the show for you. But beyond that, let's get into it. Episode 5 was interesting. It's funny, I didn't feel as compelled to talk about this one as much as I did episode 4, and I don't know why that is. It might just be, I'm just kind of having a busy weekend, so something along those lines. But I'll just get right out what my favorite part of the episode was when Wanda actually comes out of the force field and she addresses the soldiers, with the drone. And, she's like, is this yours? Just tosses the drone to him. And it was cool because we got to see her in her full Avenger gear. And, you could tell that was just pure Wanda, not filtered by the TV show or anything of that nature. And it's funny because I've seen some people say oh, that was the first time I saw her as a villain. And I don't know, I just didn't really. So I just kind of feel bad for her. First of all, she's an Avenger, so it's hard for me to see past that to her being a villain. Second of all, I started thinking about it, I was like, man, this girl is she's had a rough life. She lost her parents when she was young. That's why her and Pietro volunteered to be part of the Hydra program. Then she lost Pietro in Age of Ultron. Then she got blamed for everything that happened in Civil War, and she was kind of the cause, the rallying person about who all that was done around. And then, in Infinity War, she has to be the one to basically destroy her own boyfriend for the good of the world. And then Thanos, of course, makes that irrelevant, brings him right back, kills him again anyway. And it's just man, she's just lost a lot. So I really liked the line at the end where she's basically just hey, leave me alone. I want nothing to do with you. Just I have what I want. And no one's ever going to take that away from me ever again. And of course, there's that really kind of famous line now of her at the end of Endgame where she appears in front of Thanos and tells, you took everything from me. Of course, he says, I don't even know who you are. No, you will. And so to kind of have that callback with that is that no one's going to take anything away from me ever again. Yeah, she's had so much taken from her in her life. So personally, I just kind of couldn't help but feel bad for her. It makes me wonder if she is in complete control of this, or if there still another outside force, because that kind of scene in this episode in general kind of made it seem like it was just her, especially with Vision waking up later and realizing what are you doing to these people? I can't remember who I am before you took that. And yeah, so I guess she is manipulating the Vision's body, which I wasn't sure about at first after last episode, but this one definitely sells that point home. And the ending is very interesting too. With Pietro showing up, and at first I thought it was going to be Aaron Taylor Johnson. I honestly kind of wish it was. So I don't really care about the whole Evan Peters thing. That I get it. I get why it's oh, that's kind of interesting because he was Quicksilver in the X-Men franchise, and they're both technically playing the same character, even though obviously these are different versions of them. I do hope Aaron Taylor Johnson shows up at some point, but Wanda says right before he shows up when the doorbell rings, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. So it makes me, I'm definitely curious to find out what's going on with Pietro. If it's not her, then surely she's not manipulating his body, way back from the Age of Ultron. So is this someone, just some person that she is now, put in her mind as this is who will play the part of Pietro? Darcy kind of hints at that where she says, oh, should we cast him? So I'm not sure. I'm very curious to see what happens with that. But otherwise, nice little 80s jump forward. Great, another little theme song by Robert Lopez. And I'm definitely curious to see where it goes. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.